Good morning, we're heading off to work today. It's going to be a bit of an exciting, fun day. I'm going to do a bit of a day in the life video. So right now we're heading to the frame that I finished late last year. It's a frame I did a bit of content on. We stood the trusses on that frame. I did that video trying to get the frame done for frame inspection. But anyway, I haven't been there since late last year. So today we're going to go there. The boys have been doing a bit of a lockup. We'll have a look at what they've been doing, finish off the lockup. And the exciting part from today is I have a brand new obvious tool code now about, a tool belt on my back seat, and we're going to do a review on that and a bit of content on that. We're going to start with this fireplace. It's looking good, but there's three things we got to change. The first one is, I'm not even sure what the step's for. I think it's just aesthetics, but it's sticking out past the window. I'm going to bring this in to around this point here. I'm going to measure it all out, but this is going to have stone on the face of it. And what we want is that stone to come up and run in line with the window. So I'm going to fix that on both sides. Then after that, we need a 300mm gap in between here. So we're 70mm short. Luckily we can pull this wall forward, so I will remove this wall. I'm gonna have to rip this timber from 70 to about 65mm to make it work. And the third thing we gotta do is our exhaust is gonna be center in the middle of the fireplace. We have this joist right here. So I'm just gonna have to add a new one over here, then get rid of that. That will start us off for the day, and then once that's done, this fireplace should all be done and ready to go. It's about a 3mm gap there, that's where we want it. So that's going to be the finished line, 35, we'll come back 35. Sweet. First job done. Sweet. It's the second job done. This is all open now. Now all we have to do is rebuild this wall and just make sure we've got a 300mm gap in between both of our walls. Our stud has to start behind this bit of 90, so it can only be this size here, which is 60mm. I don't love that, but the builder's wanting it to be done that way, and he's happy with it. So I'm just gonna have to rip all this 70 down to 60. We'll make it work. Alright, so I don't have my saw guide today. The reason I go through a market with the speed square using that 60 there, rather than follow the side of the saw, is because if I'm following that, you could bend the blade and that could go from 59 to 61. It could be a little bit wavy. With that line, I'm focusing on the blade there, making sure that blade's hitting the line the whole way. Then I can be sure all these cuts are dead straight. We originally had this bit of 70 that was behind this wall, and that was there as a stiffener that was replacing nogs. I can't put that back in there because we are cautious about how much room we have behind here. So instead of having this behind it, running through as a solid piece, we're just going to cut this up and just do a nog line in between to stiffen up all these studs. Alright, the fireplace is done, and now we're up for the worst part of the day. We're going to straighten all these walls. I wasn't here when the boys were doing the lock-up, but there was a few apprentices, and I think they're doing the first time straightening. So one of the boys have gone through and they've painted every single stud that isn't straight, which is a lot of them. Yeah, it's not looking great, but I'm going to spend the next hour or two, maybe even more, depending on how much there is upstairs, going through, and I'll just check every single wall. We'll make sure that everything is perfect before we start plaster. Time for a quick lunch break. And yes, I'm buying a coffee today and buying lunch. It's not a good day. Honestly, the main thing I needed was a coffee. Straightening these walls is turning into a grind. Not the best, but grab myself a chicken wrap too while we're at Macca's. Alright, so upstairs is all done now. Everything's definitely straight. And now it's a fun job of trying to clean up all this stuff. And to make it even better, my broom is at home. Alright, so I've just left site. So this morning the plan was to spend the first half of the day doing what I just did there. We fixed that fireplace, we made sure everything upstairs was straight, there was a lot of errors up there, a few walls that got missed as well. There were a few small jobs too that I didn't bother filming. I had to fix up a couple small things to the lockup, frame a few things out. So we got all that done. The goal was to stay on site, and that's why I was going to film a video of this brand new Obvious Co tool belt. Now I was wearing an Obvious Tool Co belt all day. That was the new one, the ultralight one. I've been using that for a few months. I've already done a review on that one. This framing belt is the one I haven't even taken out of the box yet. So I'm not going to do that review on site because there were a few Hebel blokes working as well. They're making a lot of noise and they're walking on site, so I didn't want to start filming a review while they were there. It's about had enough walking around trying to film this video, talking to myself while they were there. But instead, I'm going to head home now. And I might just start filming this tool belt review in my backyard, and we'll have a look at the tool belt there. So both of the Obvious Tool setups have the same belt. So I'll get the one out of my car for this review. But we can see how large these framing belts are. So even this one, the dominant one, it has double the amount of pouches as the one I'm currently using. And then the non-dominant, we've got the two big pouches here, we've got room for everything in here. And honestly, I might even start running a hybrid of these two pouches, and I can even get a third pouch and have that just behind me. And then I've got room for every tool and every screw that I need. I'm gonna set this up now, fill it with tools, and start the review. But I'm gonna be filming stuff on this belt all week. I wanna be using it on the work site and get a proper feel for it before I post a video. Hopefully we'll have this review out in a week's time, next week Saturday. So if you're interested in that belt, that's when you can watch that review. Alright, so I've had a bit of a play around with that belt. I filmed everything I want to for the review. I'm just gonna leave all that content for that video. I don't wanna film the same things twice. Anyway, that's it for the day. I'm gonna jump on the computer now and edit this video, start editing the tool belt video too. Probably not the most exciting day on the tools. Normally there's a few more funner projects going on. It was a bit of a tedious fix up day on the tools. So I might have to do another video like this when we have an exciting project on.